Hello everyone. I've spoken about these before several times on how I usually curl my hair, and I use these little sponge rollers. Now, regardless, I mean, forget about eco-friendly. They're not necessarily that eco-friendly. However, they will last you for years, so you can actually keep these for years, and they'll start to, this sponge will start to wear down, but for the most part, these are really long lasting, and I've used these for years now, and I have never really felt the need to use an iron or a rod where you have to plug it in and all of that, or a flat iron. I just use these sponge rollers and I'm just really happy with how it looks. It's more of a, maybe like an old-fashioned kind of curl, but you can absolutely curl your hair with and create a more modern type style with these sponge rollers. So I typically do more of like a, I like the more 70s look, so I kind of do like I kind of like sweep I have longer layered bangs, so I like to like have them kind of like swept away from my face. So I'm a little bit more old-fashioned in the type of style and how I style my hair, but for the most part you can definitely create a more modern, more glamorous, contemporary look with the same rollers. So I have the rollers in my hair, and I keep them basically in like a little mason jar, and I'll sleep with them if I want a longer lasting curl or a tighter curl. I'll sleep with them overnight, or sometimes I'll just do it, I'll put them in like an hour before I know I need to go out or want to go out, and then it's usually a softer, looser curl. Now I've had these in for about an hour, and I just do bigger chunks, so it really just creates like a nice soft wave when it's only been in for an hour. And you have curls. I just absolutely love what it does to my hair, and it just makes it so much softer when it comes out of these rollers. And I don't know if it's like that for you too, but anytime I curl my hair, I can always get it to be so much softer than even before I put in the rollers. And also it takes out the frizziness. It's a look that I absolutely go to. It's my #1 go-to look. Anytime I just want to look polished, done up, if I want to actually go out somewhere to an event or dinner, or just out, you know, if I'm going out or wherever. So I absolutely love the look, and that's by using sponge rollers. So just a little sponge roller, you know, can do a lot, and it's just, that's it. I don't put any product in it usually, maybe a little bit of hair oil to just give it some shine, and I'm ready to go. And it's so easy, and you could even just sleep in them overnight, wake up, take them out, and your hair is pretty much almost done. You just have to run your fingers through it or brush it, and you're ready to go. So there's not too much, there's not a lot to it, and if you are looking for new hair tips or styling tips, you might want to try this one. Good morning. It's been 8 hours, and I'm about to take out the curlers. So this is gonna be, you'll see the difference between what the 1 hour curl looks like versus this curl. So these are definitely tighter, and I actually rolled them up pretty loosely, so they're still quite loose, but you can definitely see how much a difference leaving them in for 8 hours is versus leaving them in for an hour. And you can modify also, like I also like to curl the hair. I like to put the rollers in when my hair is still damp, and I feel like that gives like the prettiest curl for me. But this also works, you know, it's been on dry hair for the last, it was on dry hair, so I put the rollers in last night right before I fell asleep, like an hour before I went to sleep, and my hair was fully dry when I put the rollers in. And as you can see, they're tighter. They're just more ringletty. They're curlier also, and so you can. And that's with them for. That's with the rollers in for 8 hours. Sorry, I'm a little groggy, but it was just a little comparison of what it looks like, what a curl can look like if you leave it on for less time versus more time. So this is the overnight 8-hour curl and what it looks like versus the 1-hour express curl that you saw in the beginning of the video. And you can brush it out, or you can just run your fingers through it, but you can see how much tighter the curl is, and it's still fairly loose because I rolled them up very loosely. They weren't really tight. So if you want like really tight curls, then just tie them up tighter, roll them tighter, and you'll get a much tighter curl. And the benefit of that is, you know, if you like the look, of course, you like a tighter curl, absolutely, but it's gonna last longer. The curl itself throughout the day, it's gonna last much longer, and you know, it'll even last to the next day probably, if you want to maintain that curl, and so that way you don't have to put the rollers in a second time in a row. So that would be the benefit of like tying them tighter or rolling them up tighter. But I love this look too. I like sleeping with them overnight. Not all the time, but I like how curlier my hair does get versus the 1 hour. And I've just brushed it out a little. I've brushed it out, so it's kind of fluffy, but you can see just how much volume I get, right? And then you can tone it down. It's a little somewhat frizzy, but you can tone it down, give it some shine with a little bit of hair oil, or even like some little bit of face oil, and you know, it makes for just a nice look. Yeah, this is my favorite, I think. The overnight curl is definitely my favorite. 1 hour, it's doable. Like I can get away with leaving the curlers in for 1 hour, but you don't get quite as much volume. I love this look especially. So I've just brushed it out completely, and I think this is like kind of like my Farrah Fawcett kind of look, like that 70s look, the Charlie's Angels, but it's a little frizzy right now. But yeah, so I can actually take a little bit of my face oil. This is just Trader Joe's, the organic argan oil that I use for my face, and just take a little bit of the oil and just kind of like just go through the ends. Sometimes I'll do a little bit on the top, and especially just the ends here, and I'll just give it some shine and soften it up a little bit and a little bit more because it's already pretty soft. And there you have it. So that's my look. That is the 8-hour overnight roller look, and you can just see how much volume I get. I get so much more volume than with just putting them in, keeping them in for 1 hour. But that's the thing, like if you don't have a lot of time and you want to do this look, then you can kind of see the difference as far as like what to expect, how loose the curls are going to be after 1 hour versus how much tighter they'll be after 8 hours. And you can just decide and pick and choose which one's going to be best for you that day, or which one you want to do that day. So yeah, I absolutely love it. Like it's just so much, like the curls are just so much more vibrant and thicker, and it's just so much curlier with the overnight curls when you leave them in overnight, and just all the volume, and I love the volume. So yeah, so that is the video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and let me know if there's anything you want to see as far as videos, beauty videos, food, fashion, and I will see you guys next time.